And let's take you back now to our colleague Ntlantla Kgatlhane in Koster in the northwest. Ntlantla, the president has already unveiled that Reagile Community Library. What's next?
Well, a very good morning again to you, Desi. Well, indeed, the program now is about to formally start. Since our arrival here, you saw we interacted with the community. Now, for like an hour, there has been some activities happening here, from cultural, dancing, artists, people dancing around, commemorating this day. Artists coming to sing in honor of, those heroes that died 62 years ago. And we know that during that time it was a very dark time in the country, where black people took a stand and marched to a police station to say they were against the past laws. They were known also as the Donbass. About 180 people died on that day. But what I can tell you is that there's a hive of activities here. Now we expect the formal proceedings to start. It's going to start with the singing of the national anthem. We know that the president is on his way. He's going to be welcomed here. He can arrive at any minute. But now we will take you to the studio as the activities continue to happen.
Well, Ntlantla is correct. We are counting down to that address by the president. And Ntlantla, if we still have you with us, can you give us a sense of attendance at the venue?
Yes, well, since in the morning, Desiree, what I can tell you is that earlier it was raining. It was raining heavily. But the number of people that we have seen coming here, it was quite impressive. I guess it speaks to the significance of this day to South Africans. In the morning, I heard a couple of them complaining about, the rain, but others will be like, no, we have to hear what the president has to say. If you remember, it's been 2 years since the president spoke publicly on this day. In the year 2020, when COVID-19 touched our shores, on the 15th of March, the president made that, speech that will be remembered forever, whereby he announced that, a lot of things will change. There were talks around it with regards to, the rights of people being taken away. When the president announced that, he announced the lockdown and its regulations, where it prohibited people from conducting themselves the way they used to. Social distance, masks would become a norm. Hugging would have gone away. We remember that, there was a lot that was happening at that time in a short period of time. And that basically happened 5 days before the commemoration of, the 60th anniversary of Human Rights Day in the year 2020. But yes, well, indeed, a lot of people have been making their way here. Like I already mentioned earlier, that people have been dancing around. Cultural dancers have been here. From gospel to kwaito, just commemorating the role that the role that that day stood for and still stand for. Earlier we also spoke to the Justice Minister, who spoke to us about the importance of people knowing their rights. We also spoke to community members here, who were complaining about service delivery, saying that roads are bad, there's no water. And just to talk to you with regards to what's been happening in this province, we know that last week the president also visited the capital city of Northwest Mahikeng, where they had a post-SONA presidential imbizo, where people interacted with the president with regards to service delivery. But the stories have been covered about this province, especially the capital city, that it's a shed of its former self. The level of poverty, service delivery has went down. Mafikeng, if you speak to anybody who knows the province, they will tell you that from the way it was to now, it's a totally different pictures. You go into the capital city, you wouldn't even think that it's a capital city. here in Koster, people, sharing the very same sentiment, complaining about water that, they found it very funny that, now that the president also was coming to Koster for the past 4 days, they had, water non-stop in the morning, during the day, even at night, saying that about 2 weeks ago they had challenges with water. Service deliveries also a huge issue when we come to roads. They also spoke about, the level of, unemployment here, which is very concerning. But I guess the president would have to also talk to that with regards to engaging people here about what, government entails to do going forward. Desiree?
Ntlantla, of course, will be coming through live as soon as proceedings get underway in earnest. Let's take a